Alright, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here, make sure you check out all my playlists I got for Sportsters and the Shovelhead I'm about to go over, and ride vids and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to do a little update on this Shovelhead I've been riding, the one I'm going to show right here. Yep, this guy. Some 80, 81 Shovelhead, stroker, standard kick only. All the good stuff. So I've been riding this thing off and on. I've only put about 40 miles on it. Oh, it's 4th of July. The dog is bummed. You okay, buddy? That sucks, huh? So the last few videos have all been jumbled around. I've just been trying to tackle whatever issue that thing's got. Redid the rings on it, cobbled it back together, and it actually kicked off right off the bat. Fired up, ripped it up down the road. I don't know what it was supposed to sound like, so the first 15 miles were definitely, I don't know what was going on. I had to fix the shifter. The shifter was hitting the transmission plate on the ratchet is on the bottom, and the bottom would hit the case, and I had a really big heim joint with a big long bolt in it, and it was just hitting, so I couldn't shift it past like second. I couldn't even get it into second. I just miraculously did it once and it got me all excited. Then I couldn't do it again. So I replaced or redid that line. Found a little, I don't even know what it's called, little thing that would fit in there. The hardware store, remade a nice little line, made it look nice, and it shifts fine now. The next thing was carburetor. I bought a knockoff carburetor for this thing. It's kind of giving me troubles, but I've never had this bike running long enough to really figure it out. And so I've gotten this thing kicked over a bunch of times now, to the point where I know it's like the float bowl. I took the bowl off and adjusted it. At first it made it better, but it would still leak out. I put a really long hose on it so I could loop it back up and all the fuel would stay in there and stop leaking out. Well, today it got to the point where I was at the gas station and it was just pouring out, like wouldn't stop until I turned it off from the tank. So I took the float bowl off in the gas station, adjusted the float, it stopped. So that's great. I got it kicked over and it seemed a little bit better, and I was able to adjust the carburetor a little bit, and it's still kind of running a little iffy. Oh, before that, I fixed the intake leaks. I sprayed carb cleaner, killed the bike in one spot, moved it over with a screwdriver. It's kind of just a Hail Mary attempt, and got the bike to kick over, and it seemed to run really good from that. And I hit it with the carb cleaner and it didn't die. So I'm like, whoa, fix the freaking leak right there. So that's when I made it to the gas station and it started just pouring out fuel. Fixed that problem, back to that. So I made it about 10, 11 miles to the nearest town, and it runs, I don't know what it's supposed to run like, so it's kind of backfiring, hit or miss. Got it to the place I was going, let it cool down for a while, ate some snacks and whatever, and so I decided to leave. Could not get it kicked over, just kicked over, kick, check the battery, it's getting pretty low, kick. I deleted the lights so the battery wouldn't die. I'm kicking it. Took the bowl off. Realized that the needle isn't squirting any fuel in there. Just screwed with all that. Poured a little gas in there. Eventually got it to rip. Kicked over, and it ran really good. Surprisingly well, actually. Get it 2 blocks down the street. The clutch cable that was in there was already in there, kind of haggard. It popped out. Got that fixed. Definitely needs to be still fixed, but I got it to where it won't pop out again. It's gonna break before it pops out. Got it back home, and it runs really good now. I think that carburetor was just pouring fuel into the motor, causing it to flood out or just run like shit. It hasn't been smoking since I did the rings. So that's great. That was my number one problem. Oil and rings. It's still running hot, which I don't know what to do. Might be just intake leak, just not tuned right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change the oil, and because it's been long enough, change the oil. I'm gonna start riding it a little faster and try to tune it, maybe put some different jets in the carb. I bought an intake leak kit from F&A. I'm gonna put that on there just to double down. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep riding it. It rips. But the one thing now is I don't think it's charging. The battery seems to be dying. I rode to Eureka, and like I said, it was like 11 miles or something I rode. And the battery was at 7, almost 8. Then I rode it back here. I didn't check the voltage, but I know it was down. I got it on the tender. Oh, I also fixed all the grounds. I grounded the stator. All the things that were on chrome, I grounded to the frame. It's 4th of July, so there's just fireworks starting to pop off. But yeah, I got everything grounded, and it's still not working. What's weird is I'll put the RPMs up, and it'll read like it's charging a little bit, but then it'll stop. And the reason why I started redoing the grounds and stuff is because of that issue. I wanted to get everything grounded. So at this point, I got to check the stator, the regulator, and the battery. I'm almost thinking that battery's kind of junk. It might be too small for the bike, but it shouldn't need that big of a battery. It's run lights and points. The other thing is, I think the stator's taking a shit because the motor got really hot. So that could have cooked it. And the brand new regulator I bought could be junk. I'm probably gonna have to redo all that stuff. So that's probably gonna be the next video. I'm gonna tinker around with it some more, ride it around, get it dialed in, change the oil here and there. Just try to do those like heat cycle break-ins. I'm kind of past that. I'm just riding it now. The trans is the other thing. The bolts on the bottom of the new trans, one just like fell out basically. I noticed that the trans was like at a different angle, so I went to adjust it. So it was straight with the chain, and it was off a little bit. Actually more like that. So I put it back, but the studs on the bottom, they're all wallered out. I don't know if it's because it walked them out or something, or whoever had it before just put them in there and didn't care. So I got one that's leaking real bad. Basically over a 2-day period, it'll just leak out the whole trans. So I have to check the trans fluid first. I always pour in a bunch. I've just been running like 90 weight, the cheapest shit I can get, 16 bucks. And I'm gonna have to fix that down the road. That's another day, another time problem. But right now it's 50-50 if it's gonna run, and when it does run, it runs pretty good. I got it on an on and off switch. So once I get the electrical done, I'm gonna put it back on a switch on the tank and pretty much rewire it and get rid of all those plasticky Harbor Freight connectors, solder everything, make it look nice. Should be a running bike, and after that it's just general maintenance and tuning. Yeah, that's just a little update. Once I get a couple other videos pushed through, should be back on a little schedule. But I got my Sportster chopper that needs a bunch of work. I'll put that in the video. And my newer EFI bike, I got a little issue with that. I got to fix it, and then I got to put some wiring into it, and I'm going to try to sell that one. And I'll just be riding this Shovelhead around. So go to my web store, buy some merch, help support the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for telling people. And cheers.